welcome back. We are going to talk in this video about the job search process and tracking on companies and jobs that you are interested in. But first, what was our last workshop about? Yes, networking, whether it's online or offline, and we talked about connecting with other people, and this is actually the first part of a job search process and the most effective. Most jobs are found through word of mouth and by talking to other people. A second approach, and this has actually worked for me before, is to look around, take a walk, pay attention to what's in your neighborhood and, take pictures of signs or talk to people, be aware of events that are happening, because a lot of smaller businesses or smaller companies that are in a local area, they can't afford to be posting jobs. And so they're looking for people that are nearby, that are involved, and that are going to be a valuable part of their company. So network and look around. Now for the third job search strategy, we are of course going to go. So now that we are online, there are two ways to search for jobs: job boards and direct connections. So the first thing is job boards. Let's take a look at some examples. Okay, so one of the first job boards is going to be here at Indeed.com. Now, there are many job boards like this in the world. They are huge, they have a lot of jobs. And the important things to remember about job boards are that they should be free to you all the time. As a person searching for jobs, you should not be paying money. The people who do pay are the companies posting the jobs. For this reason, a lot of entry-level, beginning-level positions may not be posted online because it's not worth it to a company to post for those entry-level positions. Most of the time, you'll see mid-level or senior-level positions where they need someone with very specific skills and experience. And so it becomes really discouraging to be looking for jobs and you're like, but everything is so, I don't have 7 years of experience and I don't have a master's degree and I don't have this and that. It's okay. Using job boards is a way to learn about companies, see who's out there, who is hiring. You start keeping track of the companies that you would like to work for, and it gives you the keywords, experience, skills, the lingo, the language of the position and the industry that you are trying to fit into. Indeed.com is a great one here. Almost every job board will have this kind of, what are you looking for? So you being aware of the role that you are looking for or some of the keywords that you want, or a specific company. Okay, so another one is Glassdoor.com. This is a great one for searching for jobs, for companies. You can get information about salaries and also the interview process for different companies. You have a what and a where. You can set a profile. So once you create when you do a search, so you look for a specific job and a location, you can also create a job alert and it will email you whenever there's a job posted that fits that. And most job boards also have this feature. So once you go in and you do some searches, you can set up the alerts and it will just send you the ones that are most relevant. Another one that I really like is called Idealist on idealist.org. And this is really focused on nonprofits and volunteering, internships. You can find organizations. So there are jobs posted here, but this is also a great way to just do some research on some of the organizations that might be in your area of interest. LinkedIn, we all know this one. We're going to come back to this one maybe in a little bit, but LinkedIn, you can go in, search jobs, search location, sort them out. They have the date posted, so you could look for things that are posted within the last month is usually a good idea. You can also set up job filters. Here I have job alert off, but I could turn this on and then it will ask me, how often do I want to receive these, daily or weekly? Weekly is my preference. And I can get emails or I can get notifications in LinkedIn, or both. Okay, so one more is Facebook. You can look for jobs on Facebook as well. And these are great for your physical location. I get a lot of offers and announcements about jobs in Bishkek. Most of them are in Russian. And so this is a good place to look. Okay, so your second assignment for this workshop, for this session, is really easy. You're just going to find another source, another place to look for jobs, especially here in Bishkek or in Kyrgyzstan, or any place really, something that is useful to the other mentees in the group. And find that source and share the link in the WhatsApp group. As you're doing job searches and as you're filling these things out, one trick, and I'll link to this in the Padlet, but one trick is to use what's called Boolean search terms. And you might already know this, but essentially they are these. You can use quotes, you can use parentheses, and you can use in all capital letters, use not, and or. So the way that this is useful, if you wanted to search for something like project coordinator, instead of using just project coordinator, you might get jobs that, have the word project in them, and you might get jobs that have the word coordinator in them. But if you use quotes, it will only come back with that phrase, project coordinator. I had this example when I was looking for a international student services position. So I could be a coordinator or an assistant, anything like that. But I wanted to work with international students, and often that office is called student services. So if I put in student services, I would get jobs for schools and anything related to students. I would also get jobs for anything related to like food service, hospitality, service coordinators. So using the quotes of student services and international, I was able to target my search in a much more directed way. So that's how this can be really useful. I'll share this link and you can see these Boolean search terms. Okay, so the second method, we talked about job boards in online searches, but the second method is to just directly approach the company. So go online, do some research on them, and send them an email or a message. Explain who you are, what you can offer, what value you bring, why you're interested in that company, and what you want. If you want to work for them or if you want an internship, let them know that this is what you are wanting. Okay, so we're almost done. I'm going to show you a couple of tools that you can use for really organizing your hunt and your search, keeping track of all these companies, even people, positions. So let's dive in. First of all, there is this Google Sheets spreadsheet from themuse.com. It's wonderful. You can go in, I can send you a link, you make a copy and save it to your own Google Drive. For example, I got this email from LinkedIn, right? I had notifications from LinkedIn and they said, hey, look at all these jobs that you would be good for. I was like, oh, this one looks interesting. Instructional designer with Thinkful, a Chegg online learning service. I'd never heard of this before, so I've gone and done some research, but I want to keep track of this. I'm not going to apply for it right now, but it's a great job description for me to learn about the keywords and to keep track of a company that maybe someday I would want to work for. So I went to my spreadsheet, I type in Thinkful, a Chegg learning company. I could get the job description URL posted in here. I could say, oh, I found this job on May 15th. Did I apply? No, I did not apply. So now, see how it turns red? Very clearly, okay, I did not apply for this job, but I could do some more research. And did I do my research? Yes. And I could send a follow-up email if I wanted more information. Did I do that? No. Now the next thing is to do the interview. I haven't applied, so I can't do the interview. But you can see how it keeps track of this process and then lets you know the next step that you are supposed to take. And if you have, 10 or 20 jobs or companies that you're interested in, you can set this up. You could change the headings and make it so that it really fits for your job search. 3 more tools that I want to share with you. One is specifically for job hunting. This is called Hunter, and it's an app. It has a way to search for jobs in the app, which is great. So it's also a job search tool. And you can go in, so you save it, for example, they have all the information about the job description, the salary, where it is, and all this information that you would need in order to kind of keep track of where you are. Next is this program called Airtable, and Airtable is free for you to use. You set up databases, and they have templates that are already created, and this one is called Job Hunting. So in this case, you can put in the company, you could upload a logo, descriptions. You can open up each of these and kind of see that company in more of a up close view. I like this one because they also have just some sample interview questions. So getting you to think about, what are the questions that you are probably going to be asked and what is your answer. So it keeps all that information in one place for you. The last tool I want to share with you is the one that I've started organizing Career Academy with. This is Notion. And so this is where I have started to kind of put resources and companies. I'm going to start creating a database that works for me in terms of connecting the things that I'm interested in and how they intersect. So it's a little bit of a mess right now, but there are also templates and databases that you can import directly into Notion. And it is free up to a point, and then you have to pay. Okay, great. So that's the job search and tracking process. There's a lot of pieces. Mostly it's about being organized. I would say spend a little bit of time each week, maybe plan to spend 1 hour or 2 hours, depending on your goals. Spend some time researching, looking at companies, looking at job boards, keeping track of things in an applicant tracker. And before you know it, you're going to have a lot of information and a lot of possibilities that you can start working with. Our next video, we're going to focus in on the interview. Remember to do your assignment, which is to find another job board or another source, another group, another place for finding jobs, and share it with the group in WhatsApp. Thanks.